I'm just finished my run and a swim, so I'm all cleaned up. I tried to make a video while I was out running, but it was a disaster. And I know I said I'd make a video yesterday, and I did, and it was a disaster too. And my daughter said I wasn't allowed to put it up because it had pictures of bare feet in it. And I said, but this is a video about barefoot running. And she said that didn't matter. I wasn't allowed to put pictures of my bare feet on the internet. So here's a video of me talking about barefoot running and a few little pictures of the shoes that I wear, because I got lots of questions asking me about my footwear, my choice of footwear for my runs, and I get lots of comments and often unsolicited advice from people that seem to think they know better than a 55-year-old woman that's been running this way for quite a while. Yes, first of all, get these things out of the way. Yes, I've had gait analysis done. Yes, I've tried running in shoes. No, it doesn't work for me. If it did, I would wear runners like a shot, and I would advise anybody that can run well in runners to keep running in runners, because their feet don't get quite so cold. Mostly though, I don't actually suffer from cold feet. They warm up, usually they warm up when you're out running. I'm running in bare feet because I've always only ever run in bare feet. When I was a child, I, like most children, only ran in my bare feet. I did karate barefoot, so I spent most of my athletic life only in my bare feet. So when it came to adulthood and I started to try to run for pleasure hobbies in runners, I kept hurting my knees, like quite significantly hurting my knees. That's at that time then I tried the gait analysis and I bought the expensive runners and tried again, and no, knees disaster. And I was like, okay, maybe running is just not for me, and I gave it up entirely. My husband bought this book, Born to Run, and he read it because he was getting into running at the time, and he said, hey John, I think you should read this. And I read it and I went, yes, this is it, this is for me. I hadn't run at 20 years at that point, at least 20 years, probably 25 years at that point. And he bought me these Vivo Barefoot, a minimalist shoe. So I started off in those, and I took to running straight away. Within a year, I'd run the Dublin Marathon. I was doing triathlons. I got my PB at the park run, which I love. I'm a huge advocate for park run. Anybody that runs at the park run with me, they say to my husband, they can hear me coming because I'm flop, flop, flop in my barefoot slippers. But I don't at the same time go around trying to convince anybody else to run in their bare feet. If your gait is adjusted to running in shoes, then just keep running in shoes. Barefoot running is for people who are naturally adjusted their gait to barefoot running. I know you can work your way to bare feet, so if you're a natural runner in running shoes, I know there over time you can reduce the profile of your shoe down to barefoot, but I don't know why anybody would bother if running it works for you in shoes. The only reason I run in my bare feet is because running doesn't work for me in shoes. There's no difference to the injuries, there's no difference to your speed. I'm not faster, I'm not slower because I'm running barefoot. I'm not more likely to be injured. I have a physio. They totally endorse my running in my bare feet because it works for me. I don't get knee injuries, I don't get hip injuries, I don't get knee or hip pain from running barefoot. I run about 3 times a week. I do about 10k a time, sometimes less, sometimes but mostly just about 10k a week. And I love it, and I love to run, and I'm not going to stop, and I'm not going to wear shoes. These are Zero shoes, and there's a few different varieties of them. I know they're picking up now and they're going into mainstream shoes, but the slippers are the ones I wear for running, and yes, they're nice and comfy and they last forever. So yeah, you know, Carrie Bradshaw was able to run in high heel shoes chasing after Mr. Big across New York. I always looked very dramatic running in her very fancy shoes. So that's, you know, I could manage to run in my runners if I had to chase somebody, depending on who I was chasing, but I couldn't run long term. I couldn't do 5k. I couldn't do 1k in a profile, because it would be the equivalent of trying to run a 5k in your Carrie Bradshaw stilettos, for me, if I was trying to run in a profile shoe.